All right, Ian.
Pat.
We're going to discuss Pinball Arcade now.
Yeah, this is sad. So, Pinball Arcade by Farsight Studios has been a long-running virtual pinball
The biggest one,
arcade program. Yeah, the two biggest are Pinball Arcade and Zen Pinball, aka Pinball Effects. Pinball Arcade is the biggest that uses real tables. It's been going for ages and ages. If you could tell me what year it started, I don't remember. It started on the iPhone. It's had iterations on the Xbox 360. That was a rocky start. It's been on PS3. It's been on PS4, Xbox One. It's had individual releases on disc based on various companies like the Williams Pinball Arcade, going back to like the PS2.
Who did the ones on like the GameCube? Those collections.
Any of those that had the something arcade, that's all Farsight. That's all.
So they did those going back then. Okay.
Yes. So they've been doing this for a long time.
And they announced for the Switch. It was on the shop for like a day. They took it down, so it's been announced for the Switch too.
Yes. So the big thing was for the longest time they had licenses to Williams machines, Bally's machines, Stern's machines, and Gottlieb's machines,
which is like 80% of the pinball machines.
Well, especially because Stern would have also then included the license for Sega's machines and Data East's
then you
machines.
Get 90% of the pinball machines, like of at least the modern era.
Right. And then Gottlieb would have also given you Alvin G machines. So, I mean...
What's an Alvin G machine?
Gottlieb's kid.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And there's a couple on there.
So this is the place to go to for virtual emulation, at least legally on your console.
And they have released tons and tons of tables across all of these for what their most popular product ended up being was their digital download title. It comes with comes with one table for free. You get to play I believe it's Tales of the Arabian Nights, and then you pay for the rest of it. You get 3 more tables unlocked, and then you buy table packs or seasons. You can buy individual tables or seasons. I have every single table for it, and I think it's something like 75 to 80 tables I think I have now for the PlayStation 4 version.
Okay. Every pack that's come out.
I have every pack that's come out. They launched...
I think there's actually more than that, though, based upon how many's leaving, but I'll get into that.
Well, there's probably more that have not been put out on PS4 that are on...
oh, really? So different consoles have different ones?
iOS is going to have the most.
Okay.
That was the main platform they started on, so basically
they're still on iOS?
Yeah, everything hits iOS first, and then...
So you can buy them now still?
Yeah, you can buy them now. I'm getting there. So what happened is... Pinball Arcade is losing the licenses for the Williams and Bally tables,
which is a majority,
and that's happening on June 30th, 2018. So if you can still buy them, and if you have them purchased, you will get to keep them, and you will still get to play them. But if you want them, get them now. This is a massive bummer. This is one of the greatest programs that has ever... This is one of the best things that's happened to pinball fans. And this is one of the saddest things, these licenses ending. Yes, there's PinMame. Yes, there's other ways to play. But the ability to support the pinball community, to support these licenses and to support these companies, to get these updates, to get everything as official as possible... the
physics are better than PinMame from what I've seen and heard.
The physics on this have been fantastic. It's just been wonderful. There's always been some problems with Pinball Arcade to me in terms of the high scores and things like that, and that has to do with it, being on a billion different platforms and things of that nature. It's a small team. I understand that. I could always say I wish that tables had tables from the iOS version had hit the other platforms more quickly. So they will keep their other licenses, and
they're losing 61 tables.
Wow.
I'll just read the first 20. Just let me read the first 20.
Yeah.
Just the first 20 alone is like, I'm out. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, most of them are Williams and Bally.
Ready.
Yeah.
These are Tales of Arabian Nights. I like that game more than you probably. Theater of Magic, great game. Medieval Madness, one of the best games ever. One of my favorites. Bride of Pinbot, Circus Voltaire, great game. Funhouse, one of my favorites from the 80s. Gorgar, Monster Bash, Black Knight, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Elvira and the Party Monsters, No Good Gophers, Taxi, Scared Stiff, Twilight Zone, Star Trek, Next Generation, Attack from Mars, Doctor Dude, one of my favorites, Firepower, Cactus Canyon, which you can't find in person to play. It's one of the hardest to find one. It's a great game. So all there, okay. Those are some of the best games ever. They're gone.
Yeah, it's going to be the majority of them. They didn't start doing heavy Gottlieb releases until, I would say, probably at least on the PS4.
Oh my God, what a bummer.
Probably the past 2 years, I want to say. They didn't start dropping those on there heavily until later on. They definitely worked hard to release as many of the Williams and Bally titles as they could early on.
Addams Family's on there.
Well, of course.
Junkyard.
Because those were the ones that would get people to buy the tables.
Sure.
Buy the the program. So yeah, a lot of those are going to go. So what's happened is Farsight had, I think they probably saw this coming, or I mean they would have known when these licenses were going to expire. About 2 years ago they released the Stern Pinball Arcade, which is, they started selling that, and I believe they used that money. This was kind of a good way to get the licensing rights so they could start doing digital conversions of newer Stern tables. They've done Mustang, they did Star Trek Vengeance, they did AC/DC. And I'm assuming that they will continue to grow their partnership with Stern to continue putting out the new Stern tables digitally.
It's a shame, though, that I would have bought this for the Switch. I would have bought this in a second because it's shaped like a fucking pinball machine. Yeah. You can swing it, and then you have a vertical screen. It makes perfect sense. So I'm guessing that they probably didn't want to put it out on there. Or I think it was up. I saw it's up for a day, and they took it down because they said because of licensing issue, probably because they originally had everything available. It's like, oh no, we can't anymore. I don't know why or what happened there, but I would have bought all of these for the Switch. Have a portable one like that would have been great.
I would have liked to, but I have bought.
You've rebought them before?
I've rebought these. I've rebought some of these tables 4 times.
Why do you think they said that Williams and Bally has not said why the rights they don't want the rights back? What do you think's going on? If 2 companies are doing it,
it's not Williams and Bally.
Oh, they're the same now.
Yeah, it's under.
That's right.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. I can't imagine what though. I mean,
putting out by themselves. Maybe they figure we can put these out ourselves. In some form.
It just seems silly to me to break up such a wonderfully cohesive system. I mean, it had almost all the licenses. Maybe they feel like they can do better. I don't know, but it's sad. I'm just glad I have them. I'm just glad I have them.
I would have gotten in the Switch. I said this is like a perfect system for it.
But
just for portability.
I have to double check and make sure I have all the packs that are out. I think I do, unless one was released in like the past 4 to 6 months.
It's a sad situation. You know, it's also sad. I am blocked by Pinball Arcade on Twitter, and I have no idea why. I just discovered that because I was trying to look at the news. You are blocked from following at Pinball Arcade. I don't think I've ever said a bad word about Pinball Arcade in my life. Have I?
I don't know.
Criticized
you get really riled up when you find out you're blocked.
Well, this is a professional company blocking me. I should know why. Okay. If you got blocked by Pinball Arcade, wouldn't you be upset?
Well, I mean, I'd say it was weird.
It's weird, right? Come on, Pinball Arcade. If I said something shady, maybe I did. Forgive me. I don't think I've criticized your selection of tables. Ian would give you fellatio. I mean, he loves you guys.
I mean, I do. I'm not going to go that far, though.
But you know what I mean. He give you something back.
I've given you my money 4 times over.
Yeah, so come on, some goodwill here. Give me a second chance. I'm not that bad. I never added you, did I? I have no reason to call out Pinball Arcade anyway. Fuck.